Hello everyone, my name is Mugdha Kalra and it is my privilege to be part of the Neurodiversity Summit 2022, which is hearing this year voices from the community, caretakers, activists, educationists, people with lived experiences and passion for equity and inclusion. My son Madhav is 13, he's semi-verbal, he is on the autism spectrum, a lovely boy. He was diagnosed at 4 and thus started our journey of living the aughts life. We parents with children on the autism spectrum or with any other special needs create a warm, cocooned world for our kids. We protect them, we introduce them to people who we think will understand and love them. We try our best to prepare them for the real world. Well, we try. The world, perhaps, is not aware of their uniqueness and challenges, and that makes things a little difficult for us. Unfortunately, for these very reasons, there are also parents who live in denial and have difficulties accepting their own children just as they are. And that makes life difficult for both parents and their kids. Instead of helping them, they keep them away from the world. Both set of parents would benefit deeply if the world around them was more aware and accepting of their children. Well, I did not want to create an isolated world for my child. I wanted this world to be every bit of his. So I had to speak up. I had to reach out. I had to start a process somewhere of meeting like-minded people, of speaking to various stakeholders who could understand my child and children like mine. I started first with parents. Storytelling came easy to me. It became an important tool on an equally important medium of communication today, social media. And it really was humbling after I started how much support I got from parents, from other people in the community. I once read somewhere, one day you will tell your story of how you have overcome what you are going through right now. Listen to this again. One day you will tell your story of how you have overcome what you are going through right now, and it will become part of someone else's survival guide. And so I shared my experiences, joined hand with several other parents to learn from them, to learn from their experiences, joined support groups, interacted with new parents, answered their questions, and thus started the journey of creating this huge community. In India, parents are all at a loss when a diagnosis hits them. I strongly recommend family counseling. For a diagnosis comes for the entire family. It changes the course of life for everyone. So if you meet a parent who is newly diagnosed, donate a counseling session for them. Push them to meet a family counselor. And before they start even intervention for their child, it is very important for them to come to terms with the fact that life is going to be a little different, but it is equally going to be beautiful. Having said that, something more fundamental needed a shift, I felt. It was the larger world around us that needed to be our allies with more empathy and compassion. But I soon realized that empathy and compassion cannot be taught when you're an adult. Your inherent biases, your unconscious biases do not change once you're older. And so I thought, why not speak to children? Neurotypical children, neurodiverse children. If neurotypical children grew up understanding that they could be friends with someone different than them, or that people are different from one another, and that it is all right, wouldn't that be beautiful? And thus came up our little movement, Not That Different. A one-of-its-kind, children-led movement for neurodiversity, acceptance, and inclusion. We started with launching a comic book where we explained why Madhav, who has autism, is different from Sarah, his neurotypical classmates. The comic book instantly found a connect and we were sold out. And it was really heartening to see people buying the comic book, for siblings, for people in the family, my neurotypical nieces, nephews, my friends who bought it for their children, to tell them more about Madhav. And also thus came a journey which I took with my co-founders who are from Bukosmia, children's platform, biggest children's platform for under 17 for creative expression, and they became our allies. The comic strips are freely available on our website for anyone to see. Please do go and check it out, share it widely. I found when I answered questions of kids in the park, kids in the family, kids who saw my child at public places, acting a little different. But when I spoke with them, I found greater acceptance and camaraderie from all of them. Now, our intention is to take the movement to schools. We do not want to introduce labels to children. That is very important. We do not want to introduce labels to children, but just an understanding that some kids are different than you, and you can learn from each other, you can help each other, you have to be kinder, and you have to be friends. We are also training teachers on how to make classes more inclusive, how to create more opportunities in schools for inclusion and interaction every day. And so we are also launching a series called Everyday Inclusion. Our Everyday Inclusion series is going to be launched shortly, 2023 agenda, and we want to speak to everyone who may be interacting with a neurodiverse child, be it parents of neurotypical children, be it family and friends of the neurodiverse child, the children themselves, people at public spaces like malls, hotels, parks, airports, railway stations, amusement parks, hospitals, anywhere. Well, this year I met over 100 trainers at Indigo Airlines Training Center that now has a robust special needs flying program, and I shared with them my story of traveling with my neurodiverse son and what are the challenges that some kids who are on the spectrum can undergo at public places. And believe you me, the audience was so receptive and so kind, and they came up with solutions themselves. So it is a collaborative effort that we need to concentrate on. Well, my co-founders, Nidhi Mishra and Archana Mohan, addressed a huge education conference on inclusive classrooms. And we also hosted Inclusion Stories Festival for neurodiverse and neurotypical children, where we gave them the opportunity of interacting with each other and commenting on each other's stories. So we had this pool of all Bukosmians interacting with neurodiverse storytellers, and in whichever way they presented their stories, they were beautifully accepted and appreciated. Well, we are taking baby steps, but we are definitely continuing to march. Here's the call for action. Self-advocacy for your child. Spread awareness about neurodiverse conditions. Have your neurotypical children make friends with kids different than them and be our allies. And also, if you are a corporate, think about caregiver inclusion in your offices. Well, if you wish to support us, please do reach out. My name is Mugdha Kalra, and I'm readily available on all social media platforms. You can follow me on Autism Tales with Mugdha on Instagram. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn, and we are very, very happy and always open to collaborate with anybody who wants to work with the neurodiverse community, with the community of parents, with caregivers. So just give us a shout. Thank you so much.